Hey, you guys, this is going to be a part of a 4 video series. And what I wanted to do was look at each of the elements within relationship. Because if you didn't know, relationship astrology is one of my passions and what I love to do the most. So I wanted to start with this fire element. I want to look at Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius and how they show up within partnership or relationship and what they need from their partners within that. So let's start with our first fire sign. Our first fire sign being Aries, right? So Aries, in my opinion, is one of the most fieriest fire signs. It is the boldest, the most courageous. It is the very first sign of our zodiac. And with Aries comes this essence of a new soul or a new beginning. And to be in relationship with an Aries is not for the faint of heart. It takes somebody who has that matching of charisma and that matching of extroversion or the sense of adventure themselves, right? So in relationship, Aries likes to be in charge. Aries likes to do the chasing because they like the challenge. They like to feel like they can conquer or win a challenge, right? So Aries in relationship is very bold in love. They need passion in love. They need that physical connection within their relationships. There's also something to be said for really liking or also needing almost like a little bit of tension within the relationships, a little bit of fighting, because Aries is the warrior. Aries is the one who shows up in battle time and time again. So when that element is within relationship, they most likely will bring it into their relationship, this little essence of fighting or what's the word I'm looking for? Conquering, like wanting to conquer, right? There is that element there that they do appreciate within relationship. They want the challenge, they want that tension, or else they'll get bored. Being in relationship with Aries is going to feel, the high road of this is going to feel so inspiring and motivating, and they'll be your biggest cheerleader. Now, Aries themselves probably learns a lot about themselves within partnership because they are the independent sign. They know how to be solo. They are an individual, right? And so entering into relationship, they now have to learn how to do this dance with the other, which can feel a little bit uncomfortable for them. When in relationship, there has to be that remembrance to take the other into consideration. There has to be a remembrance to be able to compromise. They want to be the boss in the relationship, and they also need to learn how to say, I'm sorry. That's one of the biggest lessons an Aries can learn this lifetime, is learning how to apologize, learning how to say they're sorry. They're big energy within relationship, right? So they like this sense of adventure. They like this sense of having a partner that is also brave and courageous, that can go out into the world with them. So it's definitely not a subtle energy, this Aries. And, they will be your biggest cheerleader. If an Aries is in love with you, because they see what they want, they go after it, and there's no holding them back. They will fight for you. They will protect you fiercely. So now let's move into, and this is, Aries is our cardinal fire sign. So they're the leaders, they're the bosses, they want to be in charge. Now let's move into our second fire sign we have of Leo. So Leo is our fixed fire sign. And with a Leo, because they're fixed, now you have commitment and you have loyalty. Loyalty above all else is like their mantra. When they decide that they love you and that you are worthy of their adoration and time, they become extremely loyal and extremely committed. And they expect that back in return as well. Being in relationship with Leo, they need to be seen. They need to be validated. They need to be adored. They wouldn't mind if you stood up and applauded when they walked into a room. they they thrive on that. They actually, that's something that they really, that's important to them. Um, it makes them feel validated. They are also very protective of those that they love. They will fight for those that they love. There is such a warmth and a generosity that comes in with being in relationship to Leo. Leo is the one fire sign that will shower you with gifts. It's a way that they show their love. They will they will get you flowers, or they will write you love letters, or they will take you on a shopping spree. They love to, they're such, they have the biggest hearts. They're so generous. A shadow side of being in relationship with Leo is that they are a little bit moody. They can be a little bit pouty. There is this essence of, Leo is our inner child. Leo rules the inner child. So there's this childlike playfulness in essence, but that child, that Leo child, can then also become a little bit pouty, a little bit moody if you're not paying enough attention to them. They can also get extremely jealous. They want to claim what is theirs, right? Leo purrs when they're happy in relationship and roars when they're pissed off. So you will know where you stand with the Leo. Leo is the king, right? So they can be a little bit overwhelming. They can be a little bit pushy sometimes, but as long as we know how to do this dance with Leo, as long as we know that they love our adoration, they want attention, the worst thing you can do to a Leo when you're in a relationship with them is to ignore them. Done. That would kill them. So as long as you're paying attention to them, they want to be seen, they want to be heard. They want also a partner that they're proud of, because pride and the ego is something very Leo ruled. And so they want you on their arm. They want to parade you around and show other people who they have as their partner. They're proud of that. They want to show you off. They're so romantic as well, Leo. They have the biggest hearts. They could be stubborn because they are that fixed fire sign, right? They can get stuck because they are that fixed fire sign. They can get stuck in relationship and stay a little bit longer than maybe they should. That's another thing that comes in with Leo. Then we have our third fire sign of Sagittarius. So now Sagittarius is our mutable fire, right? We have a cardinal fire, a fixed fire, and a mutable fire. So Sagittarius, they tend to want a partner that is just as spontaneous and ready to go play and ready to be carefree as them, or they themselves need permission to do that, right? There's something to be said for their freedom that they really value. So even when they step into relationship, Sagittarius does not want to lose their freedom. So they demand a partner that sees that and is acceptable of that and is allowing of that. Sag tends to have a very healthy libido. They are not scared of sex. They like to partake in the act with maybe just one person or maybe with multiple people. Something that's really important for Sag in relationship is that the relationship has to feel expansive to them, feel like they're growing in the relationship, like it's growth oriented for them. There's also a sense of giving and generosity that comes in with Sagittarius, even so much so that it can feel too much sometimes. They can be a little bit overbearing or overwhelming sometimes, but they are laid back, and humor and laughter is their medicine. So to be in relationship with Sagittarius, you have to laugh at their jokes. That is so important for them and their ego, that you find them funny and you laugh at their jokes. And they can also be like self-deprecating with their jokes. They can make fun of themselves as well, which is such a Sag quality. You have to give them freedom. They will give it to you in return. Shadow sides of being in relationship with Sagittarius, they can overpromise and be too much sometimes, because the Jupiter essence says, yes, I'll do this and we can do this and then we can have this and that, and it can be they can overpromise and then not be able to show up for everything that they've promised. They can be too risk taking. They can jump in without thinking about it first, right? They can be very flirtatious, and they don't necessarily mean anything by it. They're just happy. They're happy to connect. They're charismatic. They're gregarious. But if they have a jealous partner, that might not work out so great for them. um, they are ones that really know how to express their love openly without filters, right? But you definitely, being in relationship with Sag, you definitely want to allow them their freedom. They need to be able to run. They need to be able to stretch their limbs and not be met with walls. It is fun being in a relationship with a fire sign. Aries is going to be your biggest cheerleader and is going to inspire you and motivate you. Leo is going to adore you and shower you with love nonstop. And Sag is going to bring the fun factor in and make you laugh and have a good time. So being in relationship with fire, it's this element of fire that brings enthusiasm and passion, and it's definitely not a boring time when in relationship with a fire sign. So the next video I'll bring in is being in relationship with earth signs. Okay, so stay tuned.